As full-time travelers, our packing experience has been a journey all of its own. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster. Packing has elicited every emotion from excitement to fear to disappointment to frustration to contentment. And that's because packing for full-time travel isn't like packing for vacation. The stakes are so much higher. I'm Sarah, one half of the Jet Setting Fools duo. For more than a decade, my husband Chris and I have been wandering the world full-time. We have packed and unpacked more times than we can count. What we've packed and how we've packed has been far from perfect. And in this video, I'm sharing our biggest packing mistakes as full-time travelers. Plus, a few things that we actually got right. When you're traveling full-time, packing is a huge consideration because you are carrying everything you own. It's this strange balancing act between bringing too much and not bringing enough. The reality of long-term travel is that your bag isn't just luggage anymore. It's your closet, your bathroom cabinet, your storage unit. Basically, your entire life squeezed into one piece of luggage. And if you pack it wrong, you feel it every single day. You feel it walking upstairs at train stations. You feel it when you're digging through your bag trying to find that one thing. And you definitely feel it when your bag weighs about 10 pounds more than it should. In my last video, I talked about some of our full-time travel regrets. One being that I waited far too long to upgrade my backpack to a better setup. You can find that video link in the description, along with a link to our top packing tips on our website. But here, I'm going to dive deeper into a few of the packing blunders we've made through the years. Okay, so mistake number 1, buying specialized travel gear. When we first started preparing for full-time travel, we fell into a trap that a lot of people fall into. We spent a lot of money on fancy travel gear, and some of it turned out to be stuff that we didn't like, use, or need. Some of the things that we bought were pricey travel packing systems, an expensive portable water purifier, and costly technical underwear. Seriously, one pair cost more than $30. Other travelers swore by these items, so we were convinced that we needed them too. We shelled out the money and, well, that was a mistake. Okay, well, the Eagle Creek packing cubes that we splurged for were a good investment. Most of those lasted for a solid 10 years. But as we've had to replace them, we've realized that other cheaper brands work just as well. The bigger mistakes were the purchases that we made that clearly didn't fit our travel style. Listen, we weren't hiking into the mountains on multi-day treks or roughing it in the great outdoors. We were bouncing between cities where they have modern conveniences like potable water and places to do laundry. So a water purifier wasn't necessary, and neither were those high-cost underwear. Even more disappointing is that those underwear never felt all that comfortable. And the water purifier, it died before we even got to Southeast Asia. As budget-conscious travelers, that hurt a bit, but you live and you learn. Mistake 2 was packing the wrong amount of clothes. This one still makes us laugh a little because Chris and I made the exact opposite mistakes. Chris packed an astounding 9 t-shirts. 9. I guess it seemed reasonable at the time, but now we do laundry pretty regularly and he always ends up wearing the same few shirts anyway. I was on the other end of the spectrum. I had only packed 2 t-shirts. I also had a couple tank tops and long sleeve shirts, but just 2 t-shirts. And as we traveled through warmer climates, this quickly became a problem, and I was in a never-ending cycle of doing sink laundry. So Chris had too many clothes and I didn't have enough. As full-time travelers, we have definitely learned that we don't need a lot of clothes, but you do need enough to rotate comfortably. And now we have a much better balance. On to mistake number 3, too many just-in-case items. This is a classic mistake and one that can literally put a huge strain on long-term travelers. While I'm a big proponent of being prepared, there are heaps of just-in-case items that are simply not necessary for our style of travel. We don't need to carry umpteen Ziploc baggies or large quantities of cold medicine. One of the things I carried for years was a small backup point-and-shoot camera, just in case something happened to my DSLR Canon Rebel. Although it was small, it was heavy, outdated, and most importantly, I never used it once. At the beginning, I also carried a first aid kit that was fit for a small village. While I do think having some medications on hand is smart, I have now whittled it down to a sample size collection. Because here's the thing, all of these things made my bag heavier. It made packing unpleasant and travel days cumbersome. And the truth is, we are seldom far from a store where we can buy whatever it is that we need, be it storage baggies or Band-Aids. It really comes down to this. Every single item you put in your bag takes up room and weighs something. And the last thing you want to do is weigh down your luggage with just-in-case items that can just as easily be bought on the go. And that takes us to mistake number 4, thinking in terms of space rather than weight. This is a big one. It can kind of be sneaky and still creeps up on us now, even after all these years. When we pack, we typically think in terms of space. Can we fit everything into the bag? We only consider weight as an afterthought, and weight actually matters a lot. Because when you're full-time traveling, you're not just lifting your bag once. You're carrying it through airports and bus stations, upstairs, down hills, and across cities. Sometimes we end up carrying our bags much longer than planned. So even if everything technically fits in our bags, the real question becomes, do we want to carry all that weight? This hits hardest now, not so much when we first started out. I mostly get caught up in this quagmire when we have extra bits and bobs left over from a previous stay. Like maybe we didn't eat all the apples or use all the shaving cream. I can usually find a way to shove these items into my bag, but should I? The sweet spot is actually finding a balance between space and weight. And from experience, I know that packing lighter makes travel days so much easier. Okay, mistake number 5, waiting until the last minute. Of all the mistakes that we've made and sometimes still make, the biggest one goes all the way back to before we even left. We waited until the very last minute, just 3 days before departure, to pack for our initial round-the-world journey. We had collected items for months, but waited until right before we left to put it all together. And because of that, we didn't really do proper trial runs. We never tested walking around with our bags. We didn't practice packing and unpacking multiple times to see how long it would take or how difficult it might be. So we didn't realize what worked and what didn't until we were already out of the country. If we could do it again, we would pack weeks, maybe even months in advance, so that we had time to test everything. We would have walked for miles while wearing our backpacks. We would have reorganized, and we would have made changes long before we left. All right, so those are our biggest packing mistakes, but thankfully not everything went wrong. In fact, we made a few decisions that were exactly right. First, we chose backpacks instead of suitcases. For full-time travel, we think backpacks are absolutely the right decision. Suitcases can work great for short trips, but when you're constantly moving, airports, trains, buses, and schlepping luggage across cities, backpacks give you a lot more flexibility. You're not dragging something behind you. You have your hands free, and all of your possessions are strapped to your body. And even better, you can tackle those stairs that are truly a struggle with suitcases. The second thing we did right was using packing cubes from day one. Packing cubes might be one of the best travel accessories ever. Even though we feel we overspent on the fancy packing cubes, without them, our bags would have been total chaos. They keep everything organized like little drawers for your luggage. Shirts go in one cube, underwear in another, cold weather gear goes in a compression cube. When you're living out of a backpack, organization makes everyday life so much easier. Plus, it makes repacking your bag way faster when you're packing up to move on to the next place. The third thing we got right was packing as a team. Because we traveled together, we were able to do something that helps a lot with full-time travel. Divvying up the things that we both use but only need one of. Instead of both of us carrying the same exact items, I carry some and Chris carries some. So, for example, Chris carries most of our tech gear, chargers and cables that we don't need two of. I carry more kitchen-related items like a supply of basic spices, a small knife, and resealable bags, but not as many as I used to. We also split toiletries. Chris carries the toothpaste and I carry the floss, things like that. Packing this way ensures that we are not doubling up and carrying excessive weight. It keeps both bags much more efficient. Packing for full-time travel is one of those things that you never fully get perfect right away. And maybe not ever. It's an evolution. You learn as you go, you adjust, you remove things, you add things. And over time, your setup gets better and better. But if there's one big lesson we've learned, it's this. You probably need less than you think. Less stuff, less weight, less just in case. Because the lighter and simpler your setup is, the easier it is to focus on what you're actually traveling for. The experiences, the places, and the freedom that comes with being able to pick up your life and carry it with you. In my next video, I'm sharing a few more nuggets of our travel wisdom, some of the guidelines we use to ensure our bags are packed as close to perfection as they can be. Subscribe to the channel and set the alerts so that you can find out when it's ready. All right, if you have any questions or want to share some of your own packing mistakes or revelations, we'd love to hear from you. So put those in the comments. And until next time, travel well.